Imagine a civil war inside the world's most valuable digital asset. Not over money or power in the usual sense, but over a single number, 1 megabyte. That's the story Jonathan Bier tells in his book, The Blocksize War. Published in 2021, it's the definitive insider account of the brutal fight that nearly tore Bitcoin apart. Bier, who was deeply embedded in the community, takes us behind the scenes, from developer mailing lists and private meetings to online flame wars and conference drama, to show how a seemingly technical debate became a philosophical battle for Bitcoin's soul. Today, we're summarizing the main points and the timeless lessons. First, the context. When Satoshi Nakamoto launched Bitcoin in 2009, blocks had no size limit. In 2010, to stop spam, Satoshi added a 1 megabyte cap. For years, it wasn't a problem. But by 2015, Bitcoin was growing fast. Transaction backlogs grew, fees spiked, and users complained. The question everyone asked was simple: how should Bitcoin scale? Two visions collided. On one side were the big blockers, many businesses and early advocates like Roger Ver and Mike Hearn. They saw Bitcoin as peer-to-peer electronic cash. Bigger blocks would mean more transactions per second, lower fees, and mainstream adoption. They compared the 1 MB limit to throttling the internet. On the other side were these small blockers, mostly core developers like Greg Maxwell, Peter Wheeler, and Adam Back. They prioritized security. They believed Bitcoin's highest priority was decentralization and censorship resistance. Larger blocks would make full nodes more expensive to run. Over time, that could centralize the network into the hands of a few powerful players. They wanted off-chain solutions like the Lightning Network. What looked like a technical disagreement was really about Bitcoin's identity. Is it digital gold, or is it global cash that needs to grow at any cost? The war kicked off in August 2015 with Bitcoin XT, a fork proposal by Hearn and Andreessen that would raise the limit to 8 member. It split the community. Over the next 2 years, the battles intensified. Failed roundtables in Hong Kong and elsewhere tried and failed to broker peace. Big blockers pushed the New York Agreement, a corporate-led deal for bigger blocks plus SegWit. Small blockers countered with the UASF. BIAP 148 was a grassroots movement where everyday users forced SegWit activation even if miners refused. Personal attacks and propaganda flooded Twitter. Conferences turned hostile. Some big blockers accused Core of being anti-adoption. Small blockers accused the other side of a corporate hijack. The climax came in the summer of 2017. On August 1st, SegWit activated. Hours later, big blockers hard forked to create Bitcoin Cash. In November, the planned second part of SegWit 2x was abandoned after massive user resistance. The small blockers had won. Bitcoin kept its 1 MB base limit plus SegWit's efficiency boost, and the big block vision moved to a separate chain. So, what are the key lessons? First, in a truly decentralized system, there is no CEO, no board, and no king. Users ultimately enforce the rules. The user-activated soft fork proved that ordinary people, not just powerful miners, hold final authority in the Bitcoin ecosystem. Second, changing consensus rules is dangerous. Bitcoin's rules act as a Schelling point. Once you start amending them via politics, you erode immutability. Third, trade-offs are real. Big blockers wanted short-term growth. Small blockers wanted long-term resilience. History favored the small block side. But the debate forced the ecosystem to innovate faster on Layer 2 solutions like Lightning. Decentralization was saved through technology. Fourth, communication matters. Rushed hard forks and strong-arm tactics backfired. The side that stayed principled and respected the user base prevailed. Finally, the war proved Bitcoin is anti-fragile. It survived its first major civil war stronger, more battle-tested, and with clearer governance norms. Future upgrades like Taproot succeeded precisely because the community learned how not to do consensus from the Blocksize Wars. Jonathan Bier's book isn't just history. It's a masterclass in decentralized governance. It shows why Bitcoin's stubborn nature is its superpower. In a world of centralized giants and fast altcoins, Bitcoin's refusal to be easily changed may be the reason it still stands secure a decade later. If you care about Bitcoin, read the book. It will change how you think about protocol politics and why the rules we have today were worth fighting for. The Blocksize War is over, but the lessons are forever. What side would you have been on? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more deep dives into Bitcoin history, hit subscribe. Thanks for watching. TikTok, next block.